McCabe with the Drone Economy, where we discuss all things drones and help provide insight into our autonomous future. In this episode, I'll discuss the origins of the Drone Economy channel and the why behind it. I'll cover the reasons Mark and I thought this would be a great endeavor and our hope and intent behind the channel. Let me start with some background about the two of us. Mark Condell and I met more than 20 years ago and have shared an affinity for forward-thinking ideas for nearly as long as we've known each other. He's been my brother-in-law much of that time, and anytime the families get together, the two of us tend to break into great discussions about tech, economy, sci-fi, and any other number of topics. We enjoy each other's company and believe we complement each other's ideas. Let's just say we're on the same wavelength. We've always had lots of discussion about what we see our world looking like in the near to midterm or even the long term. We like to keep up to date with current technological developments and sketch out the logical next steps and end results that will likely follow. From CRISPR to crypto and from robo-taxis to UAV delivery, when others raised an eyebrow at the conversation, we could always count on each other to take the discussion seriously and as something more grounded than science fiction. We've always been firm believers in the idea of disruptive innovation and the concept of exponential growth, where a technology lingers in the background, fully gets its bearings, and then takes off, disrupting an industry in its path. We often use the analogy of the Beatles, who played countless hours mastering their craft at local clubs in Liverpool and Hamburg, Germany, before exploding onto the scene seemingly out of nowhere to take over the world. This is the way we see disruptive technology, and this is what we believe to be the case with the commercial use of drones and autonomous transportation technology within our economy. Most of the modern world has been pretty aware of recreational drone use for years now. The gadget-savvy people in our lives out showing off their newest toy, talking new models, flying it fast, and displaying some good aerial footage. And even the idea of commercial drone use hasn't necessarily been a strictly sci-fi concept for at least a couple years now. There are some major players dipping their toes in the water at this point. But Mark and I both would be willing to bet that most people still scoff at the idea of a drone delivering their ice cream or a tube of toothpaste or something much larger like a piece of hardware out of the sky and straight to their doorstep. And even if they can envision that future, the vast majority are not thinking beyond that about the opportunities for commercial drone use. Opportunities in the fields of infrastructure inspection, insurance, medical and first responders, security, entertainment, film, agriculture. It's just to name a very short list. Whichever industry you evaluate, a simple seed of thought will snowball into a realm of possibilities. Here's an example. Let's imagine there's a hurricane that impacts a coastal town. How could a drone play a part? Well, even before the storm makes landfall, the drone could collect weather data or evaluate evacuation routes and take count of remaining residents sheltering in place and provide communications. And then the storm hits, bringing with it significant damage. A drone could potentially be used to keep in touch with those who remained in their homes or provide an exit route to escape. And then the sun rises the next day to reveal the devastation. A drone could be used to seek out survivors, bring over vital supplies, assess damage, even rescue people. And what if a drone could provide a local source of power or Wi-Fi if infrastructure goes down, or be used to survey ecological damage, land changes, or monitor recovery and humanitarian operations on the ground? This is just one possible incident occurring over, call it a 48-hour period, and we just listed over a dozen potential uses for commercial drones to provide value. And though the full reality of commercial drone use in a situation like this, or in any of the previously mentioned fields, may indeed be a ways out in the future, Mark and I think the inevitable evolution is that drones and autonomous transportation will become ubiquitous throughout all of our lives, playing a part in almost every aspect of our day-to-day movements and many parts of our economy. Identifying this exponential growth brings with it opportunities for entrepreneurship, early investment in leading companies, evolving or pivoting to avoid disruption. It is generally a chance to get an early start on technology that will make our lives easier, safer, and more efficient. Sounds like something we would all want to know about, right? Well, as we've done our research and drawn the conclusions about this disruptive technology, the fact is there still is pretty minimal sources of information about developments in the field of commercial drone use and regulations, legislation, testing, and the general technology enhancements and evolution. We were shocked by this and have become obsessed with educating ourselves and spreading this knowledge. And since we educate ourselves well through conversation, we figured, why not take the chance to bring others into the fold and share our learnings? So on the Drone Economy channel, we'll discuss all things drones and what lies ahead in our autonomous future in an effort to educate ourselves and our viewers and listeners about our autonomous future. We hope you'll find our episodes and the discussions about companies, concepts, and industry developments both valuable and insightful. Thank you. We look forward to sharing future episodes and hearing your feedback.